So I had a whole series of videos and clips with my friend Dan here in his 71 Chevelle SS, and we're doing a 6-liter swap. And so Dan and I spent the day doing some work on this thing and recording segments, but it was a day of failure. First things first, we had to use the McLeod swap flywheel because this is an early 6-liter. It's a 99 6-liter with a long crankshaft. And McLeod is the only one that sells the correct flywheel for it. So you always have to read the directions before you do anything, and I was under the assumption that, oh, it's just plug and play. No, you're using a McLeod flywheel and he was using a center force clutch. So I mistakenly put the 2 dowel pins in, thinking, alright, he needs the dowel pins, just like I did when I did my NV3500 swap. Nope, not the case. And center force clutch uses 3 dowel pins, which obviously this setup does not use. First failure, that wasted what, Dan? About an hour at a time trying to get them out and cutting them. Wasting some time, no big deal. The second failure was, and you guys got to do yourselves a favor and measure everything. We assumed the LS7 style pilot bearing would work with his M21 Muncie. Where'd you put that transmission, Dan?
It's under the car.
Oh, slid it under the car. So here's his M21. Here's an important thing to note. On the input shaft, where the stub goes into the pilot bushing, after a bunch of swearing and frustration because we couldn't get the engine to line up, even though everybody on the internet says use an LF7 pilot. I've used it in the past with other Muncie transmissions with no issues. The stub here measures 0.575. The whole of that pilot measures 5.25. It's not going to work. So after a day of failure, I don't see any point in sharing any other kind of video of how to do anything other than how to not fail and don't repeat our mistakes. Ain't that right, Dan?
Till Sunday.
Till next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Till next Sunday.
When we have the right parts.
So, basically what we're doing for this swap, and everything's already all piled up because we basically called it a night, he's using a clutch. The hydraulics are going to be from American Powertrain, which uses this fancy hydraulic throwout and a pack of shims, and they want you to measure. That'll be actually pretty easy. You can almost even eyeball it. It's common sense. That's a cool thing about this kit is it comes with a master cylinder from Willwood. This kit was just about $700. Then he used a center force dual stage clutch. All this stuff's boxed up and put behind the car because we had it all ready to go and we were just fighting the transmission. And we're like, you know what? Something's not right here. So let's just stop what we're doing. The bell housing's an aluminum big block Chevy bell. And what else we got here? And that's about it. If it wasn't for those 2 snags, 1, read the directions. Don't put your dowel pins in unless you absolutely are 100% sure you need them. And 2, before you hammer your pilot bearing in, make sure it fits the snout of the input shaft. Any questions?
Nope. Accidents happen.
I told him yesterday, I'm like, we're going to be cobbling this here together. He's like, oh, there's no cobbling. It's like, oh, anytime you're mixing a 50-year-old transmission with a 20-year-old engine, we're going to be doing some cobbling. But it's a beautiful car, and it's going to be done right when we finish it up. It wasn't a numbers matching car. Otherwise, Dan would have not even bothered bastardizing it.
Nope.
Ain't that right, Dan?
Positive.
Some asshole put a 402 barrel in it.
Yep.
With it, what was it, a Saginaw?
The Saginaw.
3-speed, 4-speed?
4-speed.
4-speed.
Truck trans.
Yeah, it was truck trans. I guess it was a truck trans. Oh, find a mystery meat everywhere.
Yep.
I mean, it ran good, but there's no sense in leaving it stock.
Low oil pressure.
Oh yeah, it had low oil pressure. Something was wrong with it. So instead of pursuing a big block, he decided to go with this setup. Never mind, he's got the wrong water pump on it, so I don't want the haters critiquing me. We already know.
Yep.
So until next Sunday, when this project continues, and we'll retreat a little bit and cover our mishaps. Until then, see you next time.